My name's Mark Simpson. It's a 64 Ford Fairlane, originally a 6-cylinder car. I bought it from a shop over on the East Coast, one of their project cars. I put a new crate motor in it, 408, 440 horsepower, 516 foot-pounds of torque. Back in the day, the old dragsters were called gassers. They would lighten them up. They would put a fuel cell in the front, just enough fuel to hold to run down the track. They would lighten them up. They weren't aerodynamic, so they would lighten them up, jack them way up in the air, and when they would launch, they would squat on the rear wheels, which would give them better traction. Nowadays, I prep the tracks, and if you don't have your shoes on tight and you walk out on the drag strip, it'll pull your shoes right off. But I'm having a lot of fun with it.
Hi, I'm Dennis Costantino, and this is my 72 Charger SE. It is a power sunroof car, one of 399 that were made in 1972. The car was built in 2 stages. First, it went to Chrysler, and then it was sent in body and white over to American Sunroof Corporation, where they installed the sunroof for Chrysler Corporation. The sunroof was a $600 option in 1972. To give a perspective on that, the biggest engine in 72 was a 440, and it only cost $300 to get added onto this car. I've owned this car since 1985. It was my car in high school, and it is restored back to factory original condition.
Hello, my name is Angelo Rumor, and I own this 1933 Oldsmobile rumble seat coupe. It's one of 6 left in the world. I've had it for about 5 years, and they only made about less than 600 of them. And this is one of the ones that's left. It's a great running car. I do a lot of tours with it, a lot of the cruises on weekends, and it's wonderful. Great running car.
What all have you done to the car?
Actually, I bought it almost the way you see it. I have done some work to it, but you know, things like I put carpet in it, and I had to do a lot of cleaning because it had been in storage for a long time when I bought it. I just finished putting a water pump in this weekend in it. I had to send the water pump up to Massachusetts to get it done, and I hate to say it was pretty expensive to get that water pump rebuilt, since the car's so rare.
Tell us about the paint job. How old is it? Is that original?
No. The paint job, the light blue is 1978, and the darker blue was done in 2010. The color combination on the car, this exact model and this color in 1933 was in an exhibition in at Macy's in New York on the 5th floor, and they did that to show that they could paint the car any color you wanted if you ordered it.
I'm Larry Ramore, Tampa, Florida. This is a 1931 Roadster. I've had it approximately about 6 months. The engine's the original engine. Since I've had it, I've done very little to it. I pretty much bought it, in the condition that it's in. The trunk that's in the rear here is a trunk that my cousin built for me, and the engines was totally rebuilt, and it's got 210 miles since the engine was rebuilt.
Sorry.
Keep moving out there.
Hey, is that the, what's it called, Novik?
No, this is some homemade stuff right here.
That's homemade stuff?
Kinda, yeah. Yeah.
He's the toughest man that is alive.
Hey, that's the same one.
Oh, sorry.
He's the king of the jazz.
This is Guy Fitzgerald down in Ybor City for the Classic Car Show. This is a 1981 Corvette that's actually been updated to reflect the scuba diving ventures my wife and I have around the world. We're both PADI dive masters, and each one is a mural of a story in a different country. It's a spin on it, and then the actual name of the car is C3. Corvettes are actually by their chassis. So this is a chassis 3, which is actually C3. And it was an excellent event. You need to come down. Thank you very much.
Hi, my name's Terry Slocum. This is my 1941 Willys Coupe. Features a blown 454 Chevy engine, approximately 740 horsepower. I built the whole thing in my garage. Chassis is Chris Ellison's based, all reinforced. Paint, interior, it's all custom. As you can see it, took me about 3 years to get it done, but here it is, the final project.
Beautiful.
Thank you.
Hi, yeah, my name is Greg Saunders, and I have a 1941 Chevrolet Cabover. It's running a 502 big block with 700 R4 overdrive transmission, dually rear end. It's based on a 1981 bread truck chassis, and it's got a Mustang 2 front end. The cab is all original steel. I put everything back on the car that it came with, or the truck, in 1941. I had all the chrome redone, all the stainless redone. The interior is all full leather with a wooden steering wheel, and we put some new aftermarket gauges in, and we've got air conditioning, cruise control, power brakes, power steering. It's cypress wood on the bed, and it's got an oak crate. When I first put it together, we didn't have anything covering the engine, and after driving for a few months, found out that it was a hindrance going down the interstate. People stop and look at an engine because they never seen one moving before, apparently. But anyway, we made the crate, plus also it's a great way of covering it up when the weather's bad, and also when it's, when we go out of town, we stay at a hotel and we lock it up, and the engine's nice and secure. Truck cruises down the road nicely, 70, 80 miles an hour, no problem. We get about 12, 14 miles to a gallon, and we've had it together since 2001, and it's been in several books, been on a bunch of TV shows. Last one was on Low Car TV last year when I was in Atlanta Motorama. I was interviewed there by the crew up there. It's been on Street Rodder magazine and numerous other magazines. And it's just a fun truck to drive around in.
I'm Robert Haley, and this is Bella Elan. It's a full ground-up custom build. It's about a year old. Took a little over 3 years to build. Just a Art Deco concept car with fully modern running gear and LS1 Corvette engine and automatic transmission and air conditioning and power everything. Lots of beautiful wood inside and out. And just a lovely, lovely car down the road. It's a custom chassis with C4 Corvette front and rear suspension, brakes and steering on it. Just an Art Deco design concept with no real particular car in mind, but just kind of adapt as you go and create something beautiful.
Beautiful. Thank you.
You know, but the beauty part is with the hood down.
Right.
You know, so it's a little bit of both. Now, most cars you tell what they look like because you already know with the hood up, so it doesn't really matter. But this car takes on a whole different feel with the hood down because it doesn't seem nearly that long or nearly that low with the hood up. So, and it's still up a little bit.
Yeah, I'm Eric Griffin. It's a 1923 Ford T-Bucket. Got 383 stroker engine, 400 turbo transmission. It was my father's. Did a ground off, frame off restoration, powder coated the frame. Other than that, that's about it. Those are 22 33s. 22 wide, 33 high.
My name is Brian Fidalgo. I drive a Lotus Europa 1973. I bought it original in 1973, and I've had it since then. In 1975, I took it apart and had it in boxes for 32 years until my kids grew up, and then I finally had a chance to put it together for my wife, Brenda. We've enjoyed it. I put it together in 08, and we've been driving it ever since. Everything's great, and great show you have here in Ybor City. Thanks for inviting us all.
You're the original owner?
The original owner. I did everything myself, painted it, made the dash, built the engine, everything.
Tell them about the tires.
The tires are original 13-inch tires. That's what comes on the car. These are I actually had them, I polished them, and then took them and had them anodized and clear coated them 30 years ago. So all the parts and stuff like this, the cars had all the parts, pieces together, but everything finally went together in '08. This is a car that Mario Andretti won the World Driving Championship for. In other words, Lotus cars. Not this car, but the car that the manufacturer makes for racing. Thanks for the interview. I appreciate it.
This is a 1956 Chevy station wagon called the Townmen, which is a four-door. It's got a 350 Chevy in it, and it's a driver. It's not a trailer queen. We've driven this car back and forth to Michigan, and we drove it from Indiana. We've driven it all over the country so far. We're diehard street riders, been doing this for over 60 years. We have a 32 Ford Highboy that we also drive. It's been driven back and forth from Tampa to Los Angeles 3 times and never been in a trailer. This car is in diamond white, Cadillac diamond white, and I don't know what the shade of blue is, but it's a good driver.
Hi, I'm Rick McGill. It's my 1969 Mustang. It's a S-Code car, GT. It's got an FE 390 big block in it. I've had it for about 22 years. We've done some different things to it. We've got roller rockers, Sanderson headers. Obviously, the most impressive thing I think people like is the cross ram on it. It's a Ybor. It's got a set of 4150s sitting on it right now. We also have an MSD AL6 in it. We have a set of, we have Holley electric fuel pump in the back to push the fuel up. He's kept it mechanical, so it helped it out with the hesitation. We also have Riddler 18-inch wheels front and back. We did the Riddlers to keep the kind of the nostalgic look on the car. The interior is the mock interior. We have Resto Mod stereo system with Infinities. We have JL subs, and we have Infinity amps. So the car has a good sound system, plus has a pretty good system. We did a X pipe, so it gives a little bit of a rumble, and I think we're at like a 3-inch pipe all the way through. So, but it's called Calypso Orange. We did the flat black. We have a 429 hood scoop to fit the intakes to come up, the air filters to come up through. We also, I think that's pretty much most of the whole car. We have louvers in the black. It's got a mixed paint job. It's got the mock and the Boss paint job on it, just to give it a look. We kind of cleaned the sides up, took off all the emblems and stuff to kind of give it a little bit newer look. So.
My name's Chuck Siegel in Tampa, Florida, and these are my 2 coaches. They're both 1956, but each has a different coach builder. The black one is a Superior limousine style, and it was found in Colorado years ago, was the tour car for a rock band called the Ghastly Ones, where the lead guitarist Norman Cabrera, special artist, effect artist, did Spider-Man, Kill Bill, and a lot of very notable movies. The silver is a Miller, and the Miller was a combo ambulance hearse, We think it's the only one of this body style in existence. This car was in Mexico, and it took quite a number of months to get it here to Tampa. When it arrived, the engine was no good, couldn't be rebuilt, so we went ahead and equipped it with a 454 and a 5-speed transmission with an overdrive. So that's one we can take on trips, and had even enough horsepower to equip with air conditioning. So we're enjoying both our coaches. Thank you.